Hello, everyone who's joining now. It's great to see you here. We've got a lot more people who will slowly filter in. So we'll probably start in about 2 minutes' time. Hope you're all well today. We've got a really great webinar coming up. If you enjoyed today's webinar, there is also another webinar which was delivered this morning by some more national representatives, and that webinar is going to be available to watch online very soon. So we've still got quite a few people joining the session, so we will hold off for a moment. Okay, I think we'll start here. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We are very happy to celebrate World Down Syndrome Day with you. My name's Robin. I've got the pleasure of working with the National Representative Group. We have 14 national representatives have taken part in this process, and they've interviewed over 100 self-advocates around the world. And all the presentations that you'll see today have been made by the speakers. And yeah, we've got a really broad variety of stories, so it's going to be great to hear. So you might be asking, who are the DSi National Representatives? So we will play this video now, which will give you an introduction to them. Oh, sorry.
What is the Down Syndrome National Representative Committee?
Down Syndrome International have a committee that is made up of people with Down syndrome.
The national representatives meet once a month to discuss different subjects and conduct advocacy activities.
This group supports DSi with its work and helps to keep the right direction.
What does a national representative do?
We speak on behalf of the people who have Down syndrome in our countries.
We are self-advocates. We speak up for our rights.
We discuss important topics that affect people with Down syndrome.
We give DSi our ideas, our advice, and our opinions on their work.
We make resources and training with the Down Syndrome International. We represent the DSi at international events.
We create change.
Who are the national representatives?
There are currently 28 national representatives from 28 countries.
DSi will grow this number because it is important that we hear from people who have Down syndrome from all areas of the world.
Why have a national representative committee?
How do organizations know what we want if they do not involve us in their work?
Well, we must be involved in decision making of the organization. So voices of people with Down syndrome are the forefront of the DSi's work. And this makes the Down Syndrome International accountable for what we think is important.
how to contact our national representatives.
You may want to highlight issues for the national representative to discuss.
Or ask our opinion on something.
Please email us at contact@ds-int.org.
Okay, so thank you. Hopefully that video gives you an idea of what the National Representative Group does with DSi and how they help us with our work. So today, as Sheri said, we have 28 national representatives from 28 countries. In this webinar, we will be hearing from 8 people in the group, and they have spoken to lots of different self-advocates in their country to share their stories on how the last year was for them and how they've stayed well. So first up, we're going to hear from Janet from Canada. We then have Sheri from South Africa, Kate from England, and Favour from Nigeria. We'll then hear from Eileen from Ireland, Fahim from Bangladesh, Robert from Turkey, and finally Jaime from Peru. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to Janet, who is going to talk to us about Canada. So over to you, Janet.
Okay. So, hi, my name is Charchuk, and I'm from Prince Edward Island, Canada. I have interviewed people from all across Canada, some in rural areas and some in cities. There were differences, effects depending on the number of COVID cases where people lived. Okay, so what changed for people? Well, first of all, like this picture up here, his name is Paul Saka. His job ended, while others like Dunne, they were able to work from home. There were no activities or sports for people to play or to do. There were feelings of loneliness, and there has been fears and worries. And there has been less support. I even know some people that had to move back home. Now, okay, people were able to connect. Like in this picture, her name is Mary Frances. She was able to get out and go for walks, and she was able to go and have a deck visit with some people. And me over here, I was using the internet and social media. People were able to call people. They were able to text or message people and be able to use Zoom or FaceTime. Next slide. Okay, people were able to stay well physically. Like this picture here, her name is Julia. She was staying fit by being outside and doing more outside activities. And another person here, her name is Ruth Joseph. She's out riding a horse. People have been eating well, eating good foods to keep them functioning. Be able to follow the health guidelines, like wearing a mask or staying 6 feet apart. Even some people did some online workouts at home. And some people even had some exercise equipment at home, like a treadmill or a bike or weights. So they were able to work out at home. Okay. People were able to stay well mentally. First of all, they were able to do their own hobbies. I have a picture here of Matthew McNeil. Looks like he's out tightrope walking on the bridge. A lot of people said that having a routine was very helpful, and being positive and happy. And people did learn new things, like Will here, he's out learning how to pick grapes. People were even being thankful and appreciating everything and staying in contact with people. Next slide, please. So there has been some positives and things that have people did learn. Well, first of all, like you do see in these two pictures, one is Elena, and she was practicing her 6 feet distance as a healthy habit. Another person is Natalie. She's out, but she's also using a mask to protect herself. A lot of people, some of the people learned about patience, and of course, new skills. This one goes hand in hand with technology as well, because some people, they had to learn how to use Zoom or FaceTime, so they'd be able to connect with people. Another thing that people have learned is inspiration. Learning from each other it was good. And even by hearing other people's stories, they were inspired by that. There has been more advocating, I guess, about the vaccine, and to be able to appreciate the little things. Okay, and thank you. This was from Canada.
Okay, thank you so much, Janet. It's really great to hear all those stories. I love the idea of the young man who just started picking grapes.
Yeah.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
And you've been very busy over the past year. Could you tell us just about the piece of work that you did in your local area, and you managed to get something changed?
Oh, right, about that bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get the bill passed. It was, what's it, from the legislature. And now March 21st is going to be called, what's it called? Down Syndrome Awareness Day here at PEI. So that's amazing, I believe.
It's a brilliant piece of work. Yeah, so it will really raise awareness in your area, won't it?
Yeah.
That's great. So thank you very much, Janet.
You're welcome.
Next up, we are going to be hearing from Sheri Brynard from South Africa. So over to you, Sheri.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for giving the presentation. I am Sheri Brynard, and I'm the spokesperson for people with Down syndrome in South Africa. I am also an international ambassador for people with Down syndrome. I have a tertiary diploma in education without any amendments. In 2020, COVID-19 wiped out many of my dreams. We were about to fly to London Then all our arrangements had to be cancelled. It was easier for me than for many other people because I am used to have barriers in my life. Question 1. What changed for me during the pandemic? All my talks, nationally and internationally, had to be cancelled. My work at the school and at the university also closed down. My full life turned into a life without much excitement. We must remember one of our greatest freedoms are the way we react to circumstances that we cannot control. Question 2. What have I celebrated? I received an invitation to play a real talking and acting part in my favorite soapie on TV. We must focus on the blessings we have and not compare them with what we have lost. Next, please. Question 3. What did I stay connected? I used Facebook, WhatsApp, FaceTime, GoToWebinar. I also used Teams for my English and exercise classes. I used Zoom during the DSi meetings. In these meetings, I made friends in other countries and learned a lot. I also used Teams conferences to advocate for the rights of people like me. Question 4. What did I do to stay physically well? I exercise 6 days a week using a home exercise plan. I focus on eating healthy food. I weigh myself every morning to monitor my weight. I have to watch my weight because I tend to pick up weight very easily. Question 5. What did I do to stay emotionally well? For the first time in years, I had time on my hands and I could decide what to do with my time. I decided to accept what I cannot change in life. How we react to circumstances is always in our hands. Nelson Mandela said, "You are the master of your fate and the captain of your destiny." Next, please. The Pretoria South Africa group was interviewed and responded to the questions on the following slides as follows. Next, please. Question 1. What changed for you during the pandemic? The group said South Africa went into a lockdown. So we couldn't go to work. We could not visit friends. We could not visit family. We had to wear a mask when going out. We couldn't do sport. A job upon said it made me lazy. Next, please. Question 2. What did you stay connected to people during this time? The group said we kept contact with friends through WhatsApp groups, WhatsApp, voice notes, telephone calls, and Zoom. And Cornell Lawrence said, I emailed my friends and family who were far away. Next, please. Question 3. What did you do to stay emotionally well during this time? We did the following. Talk to our friends. Talk to our families. Join church groups online. Prayed. And Tina Karting said, I told myself everything will be okay. Next, please. Question 4. What did you do to stay physically well during this time? We exercised, ate healthy food, walked around the block, drank more water, ate more fruit. And Tamsis Ramya said, I worked out and lifted weight. Question 5. What has the pandemic taught you? We found new ways to do things like group activities on Zoom. We also try to stay healthy at home, appreciate our families, and a lot of small things around us, focused on hygiene and washing hands. And Luan Sonapul said, I started a YouTube channel to teach other persons with Down syndrome. Question 5. So, what did the pandemic teach me? This is my answers. Even if there are barriers in our world, we can still make the best of our circumstances. We must always focus on the things we have and can do. My glass is neither half full or half empty. I am grateful to have a glass full of opportunities. We must make every second count. All people die, but not all people live. If there are barriers in our world, we must try to remove them. That is what I am fighting for. And I want to share with you with a poem with Samantha Higgins. Please don't judge me by my face, by my religion, or my race. Please don't laugh at what I wear, how I look, or do my hair. Please look a little deeper, way down deep inside. Behind my smile, I softly cry. Please look a little deeper, and maybe you will see what's inside of me is what's inside of you. Thank you, DSi, for the opportunities you give me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sheri. That was a fantastic presentation. It's really great to hear all the different stories. I really liked the honest gentleman who said that lockdown had made him lazy. A few people have found that during this, and you've been very busy as well, haven't you? Would you like to tell us about your new group that you've started?
Oh yes, I did. There's also the Advocate of South Africa with Anshala. So this is also a group I met in Pretoria. So yes, it is lovely to sharing this the group with us. We do, yeah, South Africa, but we do something what you similar, yes.
Similar to
What you do, yes.
Yeah. So it's a self-advocate group, isn't it? And it's a new one, and Sheri is chairing the meetings, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much, Sheri. Great to hear from you. Next up, we have Kate Powell. So Kate, if you'd like to unmute yourself, and just to let you know, Kate has opted to go without slides, so please don't be worried if you don't see any slides moving. So Kate, are you there? So you're on mute, Kate. Should be a blue button come up on your screen. There we are, we can hear you.
Hello. Hi, my name is Kate. I contacted by email 6 people, 3 women and 3 men. Their ages were between 25 and 50. All replied with very similar information about their experiences during the COVID lockdown. 3 of them were unable to work because of the company closures. One living independently and had to return to his family home. Others living at home could not attend their day at day centres as these were closed. Consequently, all missed contact with their extended families and friends, especially celebrations for birthdays and holidays. For staying in touch with people, they were grateful for social media, particularly Zoom, for enabling their dance and drama groups to carry on giving virtual lessons. This meant that they could stay in touch with their friends weekly. Those lucky enough to have smartphones also stayed in touch using FaceTime. One of the group joined a virtual performance of drag syndrome, which was televised worldwide. All agreed that physical fitness was important as well as personal hygiene. All went for daily walks, try to eat healthy foods, and drink water. Exercises such as Pilates, yoga, and Tai Chi were popular. Others practiced dance moves thanks to programs on Zoom and YouTube. Two of the group used personal trainers.
Okay, take a sip of water.
To keep mentally well, the following activities were the most popular: family and virtual quizzes. Old board games that had been in the cupboard for years suddenly became popular. Crosswords, reading. Some took up cooking. Jigsaw puzzles, singing along with music programs. All expressed the decision to be positive by keeping in touch by phone and social media. Among many things the pandemic has taught us is that it is our personal responsibility to stay healthy. When outside the home, wear a face mask and keep social distancing so we can protect those in our social bubble. How thankful they all were to have good health and comfortable homes. Having access to digital communication and media to provide information, entertainment, and music, all of which made things more bearable. Without exception, all missed their extended families and friends and longed for things to return to normal. Even the simple things in life are precious. In conclusion, all of the group have been vaccinated and eagerly awaiting for the second. This, they say, will make them optimistic about the future.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Kate. That was fantastic. It's really interesting to hear about the interviews that you've done and the responses that you got to your questions. I liked hearing all the different advice for staying well. It was really interesting. And you've kept very busy, haven't you, over lockdown? So you would you like to tell anyone about your blog that you write, a weekly blog?
I write a weekly blog for the Down Syndrome Association. I write also a magazine called The Down to Earth, and I put in other people's stories, interests.
It's very difficult to find.
And sometimes it's difficult to find something, but it's nice to be able to let people see themselves in the magazine called Down to Earth.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thanks so much for coming, Kate, and sharing the stories from England. Okay, so next up we have Favour.
Hi.
Hi, Favour.
Hi.
Over to you.
My name is Favour. I'm a self-advocate of Down syndrome for Nigeria. I spoke to my friend self-advocate won that Day. I am happy to celebrate World Dance Day.
Hi.
My name is Favour.
My name is Brynard.
I am the fireman.
It's not fine.
Go.
Hi, Mayor. How you say your people?
I got phone to come out. I got phone to call my mom and dad and my friends and brothers.
Thank you. How you say I tell you really well?
Yes, I'm doing well.
All right.
How you do today interview well?
You do exercise.
Thank you. Why if I am in Why if I'm in Kentucky?
You stay good.
Are you a plan?
No.
You like to walk?
Yes.
When is your dancing drum day?
March 21.
Thank you. Are you happy to celebrate it?
Yes, I'm happy to celebrate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I'll see you later. My name is Abale Modi. I'm such a bouquet. One chance for you in Parliament. Okay, I won't go out. I'll clean the house. I have my fire here. Don't go out today. Okay, thank you. How do you say your Parliament? Okay, I have my phone. I have a phone friend. I'll call my brother, my sister, and my niece. Thank you.
Good.
How do you say the interview well? I watch YouTube, I watch film. Thank you very much. Thank you. How do you say the interview well? Okay, I'm going to sports. I'll get my job to work. Thank you very much. Thank you. What do you learn? What do you learn from COVID-19? Everything I did. Thank you. And you wash your hands, face to have a face mask, have a calaja. Thank you. Are you a plum? Yes. I am work for junction. Thank you. If you work your parliament? No. Where is dancing drum day? March 1st. Are you happy to celebrate it? Yes, I'm happy. Thank you. I will see you later. Thank you. You're welcome. Hi, Daniel.
My name is Dunne.
My name is Favour.
I'm from self-advocate.
You're welcome. Hi, Daniel. How do you pronounce it?
Well, very bad for you.
Please tell your people for Corona.
Yes, I use my phone to call people.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm asking.
Is this still healthy well?
Yes, I do. I still very well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this still perfectly well?
Yes, I still that well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this still healthy well?
Yes, by exercising.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What a finally or treatment?
By using face mask, advertising, and wash your arms and water.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this your job?
Yes, I do.
Are you working here?
Yes, I'm working in Dancing and this in Nigeria. Look at the camera.
Thank you, Daniel. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching for my video. I test safe. CLD.
Thank you so much, Favour. That was a brilliant video. Did you enjoy making a video?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's really great to meet the self-advocates from your self-advocate group. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so Next up, we will be hearing from Eileen. If you'd like to unmute yourself, Eileen.
Our experience of the COVID pandemic by Eileen Dunne. What I am going to cover, what we did, results, key findings. What I did, I sent out 5 questions by email. Questions are, what changed for you during the pandemic? How did you stay connected to people? What did you do to keep your mind healthy? What did you do to keep your body healthy? Have you learned anything from living through a pandemic? Next slide. Question 1. What changed for you during the pandemic? First one, able to work. Some people can't go to work. No can't they can't go shopping. They can't do any sport. Many people still don't they have no day service. They can't go. They can't go to college. Can't go travel. Or able to meet friends and families. Next slide. Question 2. How do you stay connected to people? Some people didn't feel close, like families or your cousin or your sisters. Message, they sent message to WhatsApp message. Facebook, send message to your friends or family. Online classes, they have work skill class and they have ability groups. Telephone calls, they make telephone calls with your friends, family. Next slide. Question 3. What do you do to stay mentally well? Be creative. Her name is Eleanor Murray. She designed her spare bedroom into her sitting room. Some people do yoga. There's a lot of people do exercise, like swimming. There's TV and game. They watch television. They play some game on their iPad or phone. They're spending time with family. Talk to your family on FaceTime, like your nephew, your cousin. Baking and cooking, they're baking cake or something nice. Listen to the music. They listen to music on your iPad or your iPhones or computers. Online educations, you have work skilling program with Dr. Cooney. And we have ability group, ability groups with Teresa O'Hara from Kerry. Next slide. Question 4. What do you do to stay physically well?
Hi everybody. It's important to stay active and healthy. Hi.
Question 4. What do you do to stay physically well? That's me with my dog. I take for her walk. The next one is a young fellow walking in the farm, look after the animals. Online dancing. They have online dancing like Samba. Online exercise like running, walking, and they have healthy diet. They have healthy diet like eat healthy food, go for showers. Next, please. Next slide. Question 5. What has the pandemic taught you? Learn new life skills. They learn about Zoom. They learn how to put on Zoom on like online classes. Important on news, many people watching news about lockdown, COVID-19. Getting busy and routines. They're helping tidy the kitchen, keep busy. Important healthy diet and hygiene. Yeah, watch your healthy diet. Keep your healthy. Eat well, and wash your hand, and to care for others. To care for others, look after your families and look after your animals. Value your families and friends. What happened there? Value your families and friends. You have families, relatives, mother, father, sisters. Friends you have best talk to on the phone calls. Next, please. Findings. We found that many people with Down syndrome led very active lives. Before COVID, they had sport, important college, work, and social friends. They interact with families and friends. COVID-19 changed all that. Learn to adapt. What was really interesting is the fact that people I spoke to who had Down syndrome were able to learn new skills like Zoom and digital media. They adapt to life by doing exercise and learn online. They were able to do this with ease even though they're missing their friends and always offline. Support. I also discovered that groups that support people with Down syndrome help to find new ways to learn, to socialize, and to exercise. Down syndrome Ireland provide online classes such as work skills on Zoom. Down syndrome support had Zoom dance classes and chats. Special Olympic Club had quizzes, weekly bingo, and dance. There was even a Valentine's Day dance on Zoom. Solution. People with Down syndrome can deal with new situations and are able to learn in new ways with ease given the right support. Any questions? Acknowledgements. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Eileen. So we will have a space for a small amount of questions at the end if you have any questions for Eileen. That was a really wonderful presentation. Amazing that you spoke to 58 people and got all those different answers. I love the graphs. I thought they were really interesting. There were some really interesting points in there. So thank you so much, Eileen.
Thank you.
So next up, I'm happy to welcome Robert to the stage. If you are here, Robert.
Hello, my name is Robert Osborn. I am 27 years old. I live in Istanbul, Turkey. I represent Turkey in DSi Down Syndrome International Representatives Committee. I am self-advocate. Today I will tell you how the pandemic period was in 2020 for people with Down syndrome in Turkey. I did interviews with some of other self-advocates and they helped me with presentation. I want to thank them for their help. Due to COVID-19, I was able to do my interviews on Zoom. I asked my friends the following questions. What changed for you during the pandemic? How did you stay connected to people? What did you do to stay mentally well? What did you do to stay physically well? What has the pandemic taught you? Let's now check my friend's answers. Nurse Polat said that she spent more time with her family during the pandemic. She was careful about her food and drink for her health. She said she did the pandemic. She was careful about her food and drink. Her health. She did the pandemic. She was careful. Did sportive activities. She went for walks. Sometimes she listened to music too and trained herself. She said that she used her phone to communicate with her friends. She used Facebook and Instagram applications. And she had meetings on Zoom. She said she was bored at home during the pandemic. Hilal Metro Air said she had pandemic period like everyone else. She said she went out when she needed it. She always careful out using mask and keeping distance. She kept her distance while communicating with people. She made calls over the phone and WhatsApp. She took care of her health and she was careful to eat healthy foods. She participated sports and cooking workshops online. She was not able to go work, get close to her friends and go to the cave with them. This situation was tough for her. She also couldn't go to the cinema. Senem Tatürk, Senem gave the following answers. I can't get out of the house in the pandemic. I can't go to work. I can communicate with people just by using my phone and computer. I use Facebook and Zoom applications. I attended sports, food, yoga workshops, and others by Zoom. Here is how I took care of my health. In the pandemic mask, cleaning and distance. I also noticed my weight. I drank plenty of water. In the pandemic, it was tough not going to work, not going out and on, not visiting. Thank you, listening.
Okay, thank you so much, Robert. That was brilliant. It was great to hear the stories from the self-advocates in Turkey. I know that you do lots of work with your self-advocate group in Turkey. and you're a busy man, always telling us about what you've been up to. So thank you very much for your presentation. So next up, we have Fahim from Bangladesh. If you'd like to introduce yourself, Fahim.
Hi,
So if you
hi, Robin. This is Razak. Yeah, Robin. I will just share Fahim presentation. So before that, Fahim will just introduce himself, and then I will share from my end the presentation for Fahim.
Okay. Well, I've got the video preloaded.
Oh, okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Fahim just would like to introduce himself.
Okay, great. Thank you.
hello. I am Fahim from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Very good.
এখন আমি আমার ভিডিও শুরু করছি। So now he is going to start his video.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So here we go.
Welcome, Sagato. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fahim Hassan. I am a social worker of Down Syndrome Society of Bangladesh. I am the national representative of DSi in Bangladesh. কেমন আছো? ভালো। কি পরিবর্তন হয়েছে?
মাছের করবো, তারপর হাতে ধরবো, সাবান হাতে ধুই, তারপর তেঁতুল বসিবো, তারপরে মাছের করবো।
এই করার থেকে কি করছো?
তেঁতুল বাসা ফোনবো, মিনাম চাল ফোনবো।
স্বাস্থ্য থেকে কি করছো?
প্যান করে মেলে কাটিয়ে মেলে প্যান করে।
হ্যাঁ। তোমার নাম কি বলতে পারো? কেমন আছো? মাস্ক পরছো, সাবান দিয়ে হাত ধুইছো, বলো
জোরে বলো জি।
এমনি করছো, বলো জোরে বলো। সিএম কেমন আছো তুমি?
আমি ভালো আছি। আমি ভালো আছি।
সারে কেমন আছো তুমি?
ভালো আছি।
ফুল কেমন আছো?
ভালো আছি।
সময় কেমন আছো?
ভালো আছি।
এই করোনার সময় কি করছো?
করোনার সময় ঘরে থাকি, ঘরে বসে টিভি দেখি, আর অফিস করি, আর বাইরে গেলে মাস্ক পরতে, বাইরে গেলে বাসা আইলে আগে সাবানটা তুল, সাবানটা দিয়ে তারপরে ঘরে থাকি।
করোনার সময় কি করছো?
বাসার কাজ করি, বিছানা চাল দিয়ে, মশার টানে, ঘুমাই, তারপর খাওয়া করি, প্র্যাকটিস করে টিভি দেখি।
করোনার সময় যোগাযোগ করছো কেমন?
অনলাইনে ফোন করি, কথা বলবো, কাছে ফোন করবো, দখল করি।
তুমি যোগাযোগ করছো?
মোবাইলে কথা বলছি, ফেসবুকে, অনলাইনে, সবকিছু এখান থেকে যোগাযোগ করছি।
জুমে অনলাইন করো নাই?
হ্যাঁ।
জুমে অনলাইন?
হ্যাঁ, জুম ক্লাস করেছি আমি।
বোনকে খুশি করার জন্য কি করছো বলো?
আমি নাচ করছি, আমি ড্রয়িং করছি, ছবি দিয়েছি, তারপরে টিভি দেখছিলাম।
হাত পাইছি, ছবি হাত পাইছি।
আমি নাচ গান নাচ করি, আর বাজন বসি।
স্বাস্থ্য করার জন্য কি করছো বলো?
আমি ব্যায়াম করছি, এসএসসি করছি, Thank you.
Wow. Oh. Wow. Oh, yeah, I am. That's such a great video, Fahim. Thank you very much for conducting your interview. You're obviously a very comfortable leader. I can see when you're at the front of the self-advocate group that you've got really good skills with talking to people. So thank you very much for preparing that video for us and sharing their stories.
You are welcome.
Welcome, Swagatam.
Thank you. So next up, I'd like to welcome Jaime Cruz, who is coming in from Peru. So if you'd like to unmute yourself, Jaime, and I'll just check that Patricia is also unmuted for translation. So you should have a blue button come up on your screen now.
Okay,
Jaime.
we are ready.
Okay.
Gracias por invitarme a hablar hoy día.
Thank you for inviting me to talk to you.
Mi nombre es Jaime Cruz, Juscamaita, tengo 6 años y represento a Perú.
My name is Jaime Cruz Juscamaita. I am 26 years old and I represent Peru.
Soy autogestor de la Sociedad Peruana de Síndrome Down y pertenezco a Down Syndrome International.
I am a self-advocate of the Peruvian Down Syndrome Society and I am part of Down Syndrome International.
Soy actor y en 2019 participé en la obra de teatro Hamlet.
I am an actor and in 2019 I participated in an adaptation of the play Hamlet.
¿Cómo nos mantuvimos conectados con la gente?
How did we stay connected with people?
El COVID-19 nos ha cambiado la vida.
COVID-19 has changed our lives.
Antes nos juntábamos y ahora tiene que ser por internet.
Before we got together and now it has to be online.
Todas nuestras actividades han cambiado.
All of our activities have changed.
Vemos, por ejemplo, a Brenda y Bruno ensayando una obra de teatro vía Zoom.
We see, for example, Brenda and Bruno rehearsing a play via Zoom.
La historia de un ogro verde, una adaptación de Charchuk. El teatro cambió.
The story of a green ogre, an adaptation of Shrek. The theater changed.
Lucas de Marchi, actor de una adaptación de la obra Hamlet, se puede comunicar con nosotros desde Argentina.
Lucas de Marchi, actor of the adaptation of the play Hamlet, can contact us from Argentina.
Eso es bueno porque podemos conseguir contacto con él.
That's good because we can keep in touch with him.
Mario Bruno ahora recibe sus clases por internet.
Mario Bruno now receives his classes by internet. Go on, Jaime. Go on, Jaime.
Su llamada será transferida.
Sigue, Jaime. Jaime, continúa.
Jaime, is your sound on your computer down?
Jaime, no necesitas el fono ahora, vamos a seguir. Jaime, no necesitas el fono, lo he colgado. Continuemos.
So Jaime, we can hear you fine. If you want to carry on speaking, I think Patricia can translate for you.
Jaime, puedes seguir, no necesitas la llamada. Cuelga la llamada, por favor. ¿Me escuchas? Jaime, sorry. Jaime, no necesitamos la llamada. Sigue tu presentación, por favor.
Ya. Lucas Barrón nos cuenta de su participación y experiencia en el Dakar.
Lucas Barrón is telling us about his participation experience in the Dakar race competition. Sorry, por favor, baja el volumen de tu computador, Jaime.
Manuel García participando de sus clases de clown.
Manuel García is participating in his clown classes.
¿Cómo se han mantenido mentalmente?
How have they kept up mentally well?
El yoga fue una herramienta para poder relajarnos y meditar.
Yoga has been a tool to be able to relax and meditate.
Claudia López es profesora y asistente de yoga y nos ayuda muchísimo.
Claudia Lopez is an assistant yoga teacher and she helped us a lot.
Alex Schroeder es profesor de yoga, habla inglés y español.
Alex Schroeder is a yoga teacher. He speaks English and Spanish.
Y de paso nos da algunas instrucciones en inglés.
And he gave us some instructions in English.
Vania es una trome y nos muestra cada día cómo podemos superar el temor, miedo.
Vania is amazing and she shows us every day how we can overcome our fears.
Analu cuenta cuentos por internet y es conocida porque lo hace bien.
Ana Lu is a storyteller by internet and she is well known because she does it well.
¿Cómo se han mantenido físicamente?
How have they been physically maintained?
Entrenando en casa. Sandra Celis participó en un campeonato.
Training at home. Sandra Celis participated in an international championship.
Internacional de Taekwondo obteniendo un primer puesto.
An international championship of Taekwondo obtaining the first prize.
Ale Gasso, que participó en los Parapanamericanos, sigue entrenando en casa para no perder el físico.
Ale Gasso, who participated in the Para-Pan-American Games, continues to train at home, so she keeps fine physically.
Paola Ángeles dando clases de baile y fitness por internet.
Paola Ángeles teaching dance and fitness classes by internet.
¿Qué han hecho para sentirse bien y qué ha cambiado?
What have they done to feel good and what has changed?
Reunirnos y hacer actividades en grupo.
They get together and do group activities.
Recibir talleres, hacer fiestas, eventos de participación.
They had workshops, have parties, participation events.
Ha cambiado porque no podemos tener contacto físico.
It has changed because they do not have physical contact.
Álvaro Vergara hace unos ricos postres siguiendo tutoriales en YouTube.
Álvaro Vergara makes delicious desserts by following YouTube tutorials.
Hacemos TikToks.
We do TikToks.
Fiestas virtuales como la de Brenda y los Zoom parties o jugar Zoom.
Virtual parties such as the one that we did for Brenda as Zoom parties organized by
Organiza la Sociedad Peruana de Síndrome Down.
Organized by the Peruvian Down Syndrome Society.
En provincia también están trabajando virtualmente con apoyo de la Sociedad Peruana de Síndrome Down desde Lima.
In the regions, they are also working virtually with the support of the Peruvian Down Syndrome Society from Lima.
A través de talleres, fiestas, capacitaciones y charlas.
Through workshops, parties, trainings, and talks.
Felipe de Ayacucho, una región de Perú, nos muestra su trabajo de pintura.
Felipe from Ayacucho, a region of Peru, shows us his painting job.
Samantha del Cusco prepara galletas.
And Samantha from Cusco prepares cookies.
Nuestra tradicional carrera de recaudación de fondos se hizo en el año 2020 en forma virtual.
Our traditional fundraising race was held in the year 2020 virtually.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Jaime. That was a fantastic presentation. It was great to see such a varied amount of people, and it really cheered me up seeing the person dressed up as Shrek. That was really funny. So a big thank you to all of our national representatives who have prepared presentations for today. It's been really great hearing all the different stories. We have actually run out of time now, so I think if you have any questions that you would like to ask the national representatives, please do send them to us. You could either put them in the survey following the webinar, or you can email the email that you received the joining link from. That's my email, and I will pass your messages on to the national representatives. So a big thank you to everyone who has come to listen today. And once again, a big thank you to all the national representatives who have spent so much time preparing their presentations. So thank you, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
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 So lots of thanks coming in, and I'll end the webinar there. Have a great day, everybody.